What's going on, guys? DJ here, aka HARDPORK. So for today's video, guys, it's just gonna be me talking about a story that I have, or I was scrolling on my Notion app and I, for some reason, found some video ideas that I encoded here on the notes, and I chose like one of them to share with you guys on this video. So this is just gonna be a story time. So a lot of you, or most of you guys, did not know this, but I was really huge into gaming, or I was really addicted into gaming for a little bit when it was quarantine eras or COVID-19 era. And specifically, the game that I like to play, or I frequently played at that time, was Call of Duty Warzone. Now, I first discovered Warzone when my friend suggested it to me that he wanted to play it with me because he knew that I had a PS4 and he also had a PS4. So he tried to invite me in playing Call of Duty. But that's a story for another video. Now, the problem with me being really into gaming at that time was my PC was not here on our home. It was on my dorm because here on our place at that time, we didn't have a Wi-Fi service here. We only have like data roaming, and it was really really shitty at that time. And I don't know if I have shared this in the past, but it took us a while to have like really good internet speed here on our home. So in order for me to play Call of Duty, I had to go to my dorm, which is a 10 to 15 minutes travel from our home to the dorm. And with the quarantine, it made it very, very hard for me to go to the dorm. And this is really the bad timing because I only like gaming at that time, and afterwards, like after the quarantine ends, I didn't really pursue or played a lot of Warzone, which was really really odd because I remember thinking like, now I have the opportunity to play whenever I want, but I don't really like playing Call of Duty anymore. But back when it was still hard for me to play, or hard for me to go to the dorm, I would always like get every chance or take every chance that I had to go to the dorm to play Warzone, maybe for like 5 to 10 matches only, and would go home here at night and do the same process all over again tomorrow. And also I remember like when it was still quarantine, I had to hide behind the storage area on our car because our car is like an SUV. So there's three rows. There's the front row, the middle, and the storage, which is the trunk part of our car. So I literally had to hide like maybe in the middle or the trunk of the car in order for me not to get caught when the inspection is being held on the car. Because in the inspection, it isn't really fully inspected. Like, you don't really have to open all the doors, or they don't really scrape every single angle of the car, if you guys understand what I mean. Like, they don't really check where there's no people in the car. Like, there's no people in the middle, and there's obviously not going to be a person at the trunk of the car, so they don't really inspect it there, and they just mostly monitor who's going to the city and who's going outside of the city. So yeah, I had to hide like in the middle, and not really in the middle like sit on the middle part. I mean, like, literally be in under the seat of the middle part of the car. You know that area or leg area of the middle of the car, or the middle portion of the middle seat of the car. I don't know if you guys can understand me, but how do I explain this? But just pretend that this is the middle of the car. Like, the driver's area is in front of me. So that's the driver area there. The trunk is in my back, so this is the middle area. So this is the seat right here, and you know that there's a little bit of leg room under there, right? So I literally sometimes had to hide under the leg room in order for me to go to the dorm so that we would not get like caught when I wanted to go to the dorm. And mind you, this is pretty much every single day because I really, really wanted to play like every single day with the guy that invited me to play. And for some of you that may be asking, no, I wasn't really that good. I just wanted to play, or I just wanted to have something while being in the COVID-19 era. Like I didn't really have anything to do. Like I didn't had the chance, or I also didn't like playing basketball at that time. And yeah, I also got fed up watching a lot of YouTube videos after a while, after being quarantined for like maybe 1 week straight. So every single time I would just be in the leg area or maybe in the back, which was also really tough. Like in our SUV, there's no handle that you can grab, and in the middle area there's a handle, but you couldn't really grab the handle if you're in the trunk. So if I'm in the back area and there's like a speed bump or there's like a bump on the road, I would just go like this and just would move around the place. Like the I would feel the car as it was running. I would feel the car when I like when I would like flare up in the air and would go back down. I would feel the car like jolt a little bit. So that was really a fun experience for me. Like I had to do something in order for me to game. Like that's, I wouldn't say that it's pretty rare, but that's my story when I first started getting into gaming. Now I don't know if you guys find it funny, but for me I really find it very interesting because there's not a lot of people, like people take for granted, or most people like me, I've been doing this a lot. Like if like I take for granted that my PC is here on our home now, like it's just my bed is right over here and then my PC is right over here. Like I could just game at any time I want, literally any time. Like even if I wake up at maybe 2 in the morning, I could just get up and turn my PC on and then just game. It's just really interesting for me to think like the experience that I had before and now me taking for granted, like not really using my PC anymore. So yeah, Warzone 1 was really, really memorable for me, or like when I see Warzone 1 montages or like nostalgic moments from Warzone 1, it really brings me back when I first started liking like playing Call of Duty or playing Warzone in general. Like I wasn't really that good. If you could have seen me play, I was not good at anything in that game. Like I just loved the game. I wasn't good at it. I just love it. And my KD was like 0.67 or 0.65, and I the last time I played Warzone 1, it got in it got to like maybe point 0.9, but at Warzone I didn't really, or at peak of Warzone, like the OG Warzone Verdansk, I didn't really got to like 1 KD. That's how bad I am, but I did have the dedication to play the game though. I that is when, or that is when I would argue people on the dedication part, like not really on the skills part. I would argue on the dedication part. You can't say that I don't have dedication for the game or for the Warzone if I just shoved myself in the back of the car, or in the middle of the, or in the middle part of the foot part of the car, if you guys can understand. Like you can't say that I don't have dedication for the game. Or you can say that I don't have skills in the game, but I loved Call of Duty Warzone 1. Like in COVID-19 era, I lived and breathed Warzone 1. Like if you've seen my YouTube app at that time, it was just all like Nick Merckx, Tim the Tatman, and other YouTubers who had Call of Duty contents like FaZe Jev and other FaZe people in the time, or at that time. J God tutorials and J God's like meta classes. That was just my YouTube recommended. So yeah, that's my story of how I would have to travel like 10 to 15 minutes in order for me to play like maybe 5 to 10 games of Call of Duty Warzone 1. It was hard, but it was really really satisfying when you like had the controller in your hands. Like you imagine 15 minutes of like this in the middle of the car, and then when you got to the dorm you held the controller and you're like really really happy and really really thankful that you got there safe with no covid, by the way, and no other hassles. Now that's the first story that really or I wanted to share with you guys, so that you will get a perspective on what I was doing during the quarantine. And by the way, this is also during the time where I first started to lose weight. I think the lowest I got on this time is around 89 to 90. I'm not really sure, but my scale wasn't really digital yet, so I couldn't really pinpoint it yet. It was the scale where there's an arrow that would go like this. I'm just gonna see you guys in another video. Maybe I'll make a part two of this, or maybe I'll think of another video idea in my head right now where I would just jot it down and share with you guys whenever I want to share it with you guys. So other than that, guys, hope you guys enjoy and hope you guys find this video entertaining. Other than that, DJ here, aka Hard Pork. Peace.